Good morning, good morning, good morning. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Elizabeth. Start our day off with the power of positivity. And today, the title of my video is Shut the Just shut the up already. I'm goofy. As we grow spiritually and we start to, develop, one thing that we need to understand is that we're still human, okay? So we still have the normal emotions and the human behavior that everybody else has. So it just kind of trips me out, like when you're growing spiritually, especially when you start to position yourself as an authority spiritually, how people will look to you. Like, for instance, if you're, people know that you go to church all the time, right? And they know you're this big devout Christian, right? It's like they expect this perfect behavior from you suddenly, right? And it's like if you have one mess up, or or somebody, they catch you getting mad at somebody, they're like, oh, I thought you were a Christian, or they want to like judge you, that you are supposed to be perfect just because you've grown spiritually, right? So one thing is, as we grow spiritually, that we absolutely should understand as an authority, is that we still feel all those same emotions. So we can still react. We still feel the anger that everybody else feels, especially if somebody does something crazy to you, It's not about feeling the emotion, though. It's about how long you stay in that reactionary state and what you do, how you process it, okay? So as a spiritual person, one thing that we don't do anymore is we don't identify, right? We don't stay in an emotion for so long that we end up identifying with that emotion, and now that becomes our identity, and we can't let go of it, okay? So how do we do that, right? We have to get quiet. We have to shut. We have to get quiet. We have to sit down. We have to let the brain shut down for a while, okay? And when you sit down and you start to feel these emotions bubble up, you're having a good identity or a good visualization into what your body's identifying with in that moment. So all those little emotions that bubble up as you get quiet, you want to rein those emotions in, bring them back down, and just get quiet again. Just let that emotion pass through, go away, don't identify with it, and get quiet again. And as you do this exercise, this spiritual practice, that is where the spiritual growth is. It's not that we don't have the reaction anymore, and listen, as an addict in recovery, I still get, listen, I used to have a very bad temper, and still to this day, if somebody comes at me wrong, hey, don't get me wrong, I'll cuss you out. I get that way in a New York minute, still to this day. But I don't stay there anymore, okay? So I will catch myself, right? And I just don't stay mad anymore. Now my body, and still to this day, I battle with this too, with the road rage when I'm in the car. So And it's because for so many years, I developed this habit of being road ragey. So now it's not my mind anymore. Like, I've grown spiritually. Like, I understand everybody makes mistakes. I also understand I'm not perfect. You know, I speed, I cut people off. You know, I am not perfect on the road either. So who am I to judge anybody? But still to this day, somebody cuts in front of me, or, you know, just things don't go my way on the road, basically. And my initial reaction, I have to restrain my body, because my initial reaction is to spew some sort of expletive or flip the bird at somebody. And I have to go, who am I yelling at? Nobody can hear me. I'm in the car by myself. I think that sometimes my body just wants to use that as a place to vent, right? And a place where it's safe, where nobody can hear me. So some of that might be healthy to an extent, but where it gets unhealthy is where I'm identifying with it. Now this becomes my identity as a person who has road rage, right? I don't want that to be my identity. Okay? So when you sit quiet and you shut the fuck up, that's when you remember, that's when you connect with Source, and you remember what your true identity is. You have to get quiet, and you have to connect with Source so that you know what that feels like. How do you know what that feels like if you don't ever take the time to feel the feelings, right? So, yes, we still react. But as people who are growing spiritually, we're no longer identifying with that reaction, okay? I have a girlfriend who just swears that, you know, therapy, that she needs to go and she needs to understand where these first injuries came from and yada, 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 yada. Listen, no you don't. No you don't. Why do you want to go back and just open the box, okay? What the problem is that the body still thinks that you're stuck in the past. The body is still living in that original injury, right? So you've got to bring the body into the present moment. And you've got to do it several times, because the subconscious mind is what's in control of your life. And the subconscious mind does not program through aha moments. It doesn't program just because you get the information. That's the conscious mind is what understands the aha moments and what processes information, like this video or the book you pick up and read, the self-help book, right? That gave you all this clarity, right? The subconscious mind, which is in control of 95% of your day-to-day activities, is what's in control, and it learns through habit. So you have to sit quiet, and you have to teach the subconscious mind the habit of the present moment. So you have present moment awareness. And then once you remember that feeling, then that is what becomes your identity. Then you're always in the present moment. Then you always have clarity, right? And with that, y'all, I hope you guys have an amazing day. It's going to be a hot one here in Charlotte. Put where you're from and what the temperature is where you're from, guys. I want to know. Like, put what you're grateful for in the comments. And I love y'all. Y'all have an awesome day. Namaste.